All right, everybody, welcome in our first edition of our Schmolke Investment Team Practice Report, Spring Football 2024. We got about 20 minutes let in, about 7:50, 7:55 this morning, and got a lot of video coming your way on TigerBait.com, and mostly looking for new faces this morning and checking out new coaches and what they were doing. I think one thing you'll notice probably in some of our future video reports that people used to have some fun with is we're going to get a lot more backpedaling because Corey Raymond's back in some of our video clips. But indoor facility, we prefer to be outdoors, but I think the next one that when we have an opportunity will be outdoors. So what'd you think, buddy?
Couple of weeks before we get an opportunity to come back there. Good morning, everybody. Thursday morning. Can you believe it? March 7th, year 3 of the BK regime. Look, folks, we try to give you some tidbits. We try to tell you what our eyeballs saw and our ears heard. And right now, a work in progress. You've got some depth in areas. You're very thin in other areas. We'll get into that. We'll talk about who looked good from the naked eye. And I know Mike is certainly going to talk about D-tackle. Offensive line looks good. Obviously, Nussmeier and the quarterbacks. Colin Hurley, I got to tell you, first time I've seen him live, he's got a strong arm. But once again, he's in the 4 spot. We know that Garrett Nussmeier is going to throw it well. We know Ricky Collins is going to start off as your 2, and A.J. Swan will be battling him for that backup role. Running back is thin because of the spring, like it always is. Malachi Lane, number 30, a walk-on. He's going to get more work this year. You'll see him on the videos. And D-tackle, I just wish I was half as thin as that D-tackle spot. They don't have a bunch of bodies, but I'm calling it early. 95, Sean Washington's got to step up and play. He's got a little experience. He's got the size. Got to have some guys step up, and as you've been alluding to, got to have some transfer portal acquisitions, which will happen later on in the spring.
Yeah, I watched a good bit of the defensive tackles, filmed a good bit of it. Bo Davis out there, one of the first drills that they did was the overhang, getting those guys as low as possible. But, you know, when you look at his defensive tackle group, they're all low-body guys anyways. But I think Buddy nailed it. Sean Washington is really going to need, if he can be a guy, will be extremely helpful. You know, you mentioned Colin Hurley at quarterback. I was watching him trying to get extra reps, and I thought that was kind of good to see. Frank Wilson out there with running backs. Caleb Jackson certainly looked really, really good to me. I think Josh Williams looked fantastic physically as well. It looked to me like he might have gotten bulked up a little bit as much as he can on his frame. He certainly looks heavier than he does just because he's so cut. But this is the year where we really, you know, want to see Caleb Jackson step up and be an every down back. And, you know, is it like we keep talking about? Is it just a matter of him knowing blocking assignments and passing situations, which is vitally important? Because look, to me, he's the best running back on the football team if he's got it all together.
Trey Holly, number 25, was not out there. By the way, we are doing this first report later on in the year. What we do is we do some of these reports after we hear from Coach Kelly. That will take place in another hour and 15 minutes. So Mike will have that tape up on the site. I would imagine that question will be addressed. Excuse me. As we said, I did look at the wide receivers, and once again, a ton of talent at wide receivers, led by Kyron Lacey. You know, Mike beats him up every now and then because he does have a drop or two at important times. This is his money year, and I think he's certainly going to be the number 1 wide receiver. A variety of others. Chris Hilton, can he stay healthy? Kid's a great kid, can catch the deep ball. Can he stay healthy? Aaron Anderson, you hope he's involved a lot more. C.J. Daniels coming over, wearing the same number as Harold Perkins, so you know he's not short of confidence. Of course, Kyle Parker, Shelton Sampson, and on. So plenty of depth at wide receiver. Running back a little thin. And as we said, offensive line real quick. Will Campbell, left tackle. Obviously, Garrett Dellinger, left guard. DJ Chester looks like he's going to slot in and start off as the starting center, number 75. And then Miles Frazier, right guard. Emory Jones at right tackle. Plenty of tight ends, plenty of depth there. Look, we give you tidbits. We give you a little bit of an overview. But it's early, and we're just glad to be back out there because Once again, we know the insatiable appetite of the LSU fan base, Mike. We have no idea what they're going to look like, how good they are, how deep they are, how fast they are. But bottom line is that LSU fan base is expecting 10 again, because we know that's just what's expected in year 3 of a guy like Brian Kelly.
Yeah, what is it? Las Vegas is at 9.5. I mean, that's right in the spot where I don't think you touch it. But
it's too early to be talking about wins and losses. But as we said, now we'll tell you, the linebackers, Whit Weeks should be playing appreciably more. Harold Perkins, Greg Penn, all of that. And Mike will get into the corners. But don't forget, we couldn't do it without our friends over at the Schmolke.
Absolutely. What is something you could do with your money that you would be meaningful to you? Do you have goals you want to reach? Do you feel like you need some guidance to realize those goals? At the Schmolke Investment Team, they help people set their goals and work towards them. They have over 50 years of experience doing just that. If you want to get serious about reaching your financial potential, call them at 318-448-3201. That's 318-448-3201. Security advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA/SIPC. I've been knowing Bart and Brian for over 20 years. No better people on earth. And if you're anywhere in central Louisiana or anywhere in South Louisiana for that matter, give them a call again at the Schmolke Investment Team, and we thank them for sponsoring these practice reports every spring and fall. They bring it to you guys, and very much appreciate them. And so turn the favor and give them a call. They can get you set up and make sure you're making the right investments and planning your future the right way.
Classy guys have been great sponsors of these practice reports, and certainly you want to deal with people that have been in the business, have been successful, and are nice people. You know, I was just thinking as we were talking, and you were talking about Bart and his brother, this is a new coaching staff. 60% of the coaches were out there today, indoors, well, Tuesday, because we didn't have access. And so second practice, Blake Baker, Kevin Peoples, Bo Davis, Corey Raymond, Jake Olson, those are all brand new coaches. We are going to take a little time to dive into the players, but none of us know right now. And I think one of the problems last year, Mike, is that you had a DC that wanted to play his scheme and put the players and put the pieces together, and it didn't fit. This year, interesting to see how you cover up the weaknesses. D tackle's a weakness. I do think they're going to have excellent quality edge rushers, but we're just scratching the surface. As always, we hope to give you some tidbits, some numbers, some other things. And as far as the defense overall, I watched the corners. Javion Toviano's still at corner. Hughes is back. Stamps is back. Obviously, Zy Alexander's out for this spring, but Mike, what did you see overall?
Well, I'm looking around. Obviously, like I said earlier, it's what we always do with these things. Particularly when you got all the early enrollees, transfers, new coaches. You're looking for, especially me. I got a video camera, still camera, trying to get everything. Eventually, I get to the point where I'm like, okay, where's BK? I need to get a few shots of him out here. And I'm looking towards the offensive side of the field, which is where he's always at. And no, he wasn't there. It took me a while to find him. He's over there watching Bo Davis coach the defensive tackles. So the concern is real, and there's a reason why BK is on the left side of the field watching the defense, which is not, look, he goes there from time to time, but he's usually hovering around Joe Sloan and the quarterbacks and the offensive line and all that. So it's look, I think, what do we get next week? And
2 weeks before we back out here, I think.
Right, and then we get we're going to get an entire practice, right?
Yeah.
In there somewheres. It's preliminary. I think everybody physically looked very good. I do like the new receivers. I thought Xavion Thomas certainly looked really good.
Sure.
And then we're going to have all that on video for you. In fact, I think we're going to load it up to YouTube today is for everybody. So. Anything else you want to add?
Just want to say, Pear Shan, a little gimpy today. That's one of the guys I thought that they might see moving inside. Also, Savion, is he going to be 280, or are they going to move him inside a little bit? Jalen Lee, Jacoby, and Gilry, those guys are back. Work in progress. How much 3-3-5 versus 4-2-5 are they going to play early on? Perkins obviously looks good. Got to find a good fit for him. I'll just say this. they're going to have more sacks this year. They're going to have more pressure. But you get back to the foundation of, are you going to have a defense that these Tiger fans, when you flip on the tube and you're watching or you're in person, early on in the first quarter, you don't say, baby, how many points you're going to have to score to win today. You hope that that mindset that was prevalent last year never comes back. Oh, by the way, last wrap it up, special teams, got a new punter. Is it the year for Peyton Todd to step up? Damian Ramis is going to be your place kicker. We know that Nathan Dibert is back. Aaron Burrell comes in the fall. He's got a big leg, could be the kickoff guy. But Badger Hargett, is he going to push Peyton Todd? I think
he is.
I think he is too. Todd's got to be consistent. But also don't forget, you got a new holder. Of course, we know Slade is back as the deep snapper, and he's been a good one. But a new holder, usually they let the punters hold. So we'll continue to dive in and give you more of that stuff as we see more.
I'm going to throw you a curveball on the way out. Give me your prediction, early prediction for who the starting corners are going to be.
Right now in the spring or in the fall?
You want to do it right now.
Right now we're looking at Toviano, Stamps, Hughes, J.K. Johnson. I'm glad you brought that up. He is back. He's running well. He's not the biggest guy. Him and Jair Brown, both from Ohio State, 12 and 17. But Toviano definitely one of the starters. Zy Alexander, they hope to start for the fall. Once again, you know what spring is. A lot of times people that shine in the spring don't have an opportunity in the fall. So take it for what it's worth. We're giving you a little bit of the Marshall of LSU football. And how about the clutch comeback victory?
Yeah.
2 outs last night. Ethan Fry, and of course, you got to give a lot of credit with the game-winning double on the leadoff man, who a lot of people have been beating up, Paxton Kling. So good to see them get one. Boy, I tell you, people would have been in a little worse mood, in a bad mood this morning, but kudos to Jay Johnson, got it going, great things. Schmolke and the Lady Tigers playing this weekend in South Carolina, and of course Matt McMahon and the men's basketball team dead-legged right now. Hope that they can get off their feet. They are running on him.
If you enjoyed this practice report, please do us a favor, hit that like button. A lot of you aren't subscribed to our YouTube channel. Please hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and also head over to TigerBait.com. We got a lot of recruiting stuff leading into a big recruiting weekend. Recruits are going to arrive on campus starting tomorrow morning. Some will be there to watch practice tomorrow and on Saturday, big junior day on Saturday. Bryce Underwood leading things, and an impressive list. What I really like about the list of visitors on Saturday is there's a huge number of defensive players, a lot of defensive linemen, linebackers, DBs. You obviously know the #1 class in the country for 25, but it's a lot of offense. Let's start seeing some defense start to come in the fold there. And I'm not going to say they're going to get any commitments on that side of the ball. If they're going to get any, it's likely it's going to be on offense. But they need to start getting some defensive tackles. That's obviously the biggest need on this LSU football team.
Tigers are taking a couple-week break. Of course, by the way, also this weekend, a ton of big-time receivers, 5 and 4 stars. They are lining up. I like the fact that Underwood is here. I'm thinking they're going to be able to pick and choose who they want from the wide receiver group, and they are all big-timers. Caleb Cunningham and the rest of them, big-timers coming in. So, once again, we get back to Dave Thomas and Wendy's many, many years ago when Miss Clara said, "Where's the beef?" And we will try to tell that story as we give you spring practice reports this fall.
All right, guys. Thank you to the Schmolke investment team. Hit that like button, and we'll see you after the next one. And again, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Later.